Let me pitch a scenario for you. So you've been trading for quite some time, you've been watching all the videos, reading all the books, and you finally found a strategy that you're willing to follow and you want to give it a shot. So okay, Thomas, second entry is at the key entry point, so I'm going to give it a try. And there it is. First leg, second entry long, double bottom, but this is still too early. This is pre-market open session, so the market goes without you. Market pulls back, first entry short, second entry short, triple bottom, reversal pattern, high probability setup, but this is still too early. You're not trading, so the market goes without you again. You'll start trading somewhere around here, and the market is consolidating. And there it is. First entry long, second entry long, two-legged pullback, nice setup. But you will not take this trade because market is below EMA and it's looking a little bit too bearish. So what you're going to do, you're going to sit on your hands and you're going to wait. But there it is. First entry short, second entry short, reversal pattern. This is where I'm going to go long here. I'm waiting for a new high, so this is where I'm going to go long. So I'm going to put my limit order in, and this happens. Wait, what is this? Oh, hold on. Whoa, what is this? This is not what I signed up for. Oh, it's a losing trade. Okay, I must be really unlucky then. Well, I must be the unluckiest trader ever because I've missed all these good trades, and suddenly I take this trade. It is instantly a losing trade. You know, that's not fair. How is this fair? And I guarantee you some of you felt like this at some point in your trading career, and this is wrong. We need to accept the fact that trading, and everybody has losing trades in trading. Having losing trades is the most natural thing there is in trading. Losing trades are like business expenses. If we want to be available to the market to make winning trades, we also need to, accept the fact that there are going to be losing trades. And so many people still don't truly accept the fact that the market may not go in their favor. And how do we know that they do not accept this fact? Well, first of all, they try to put as many indicators as they can on the chart to eliminate the risk of having a losing trade. They want to find so many variables to filter the losing trades, and it's not going to happen. But they also move their stop loss. When a professional trader enters the trade, he will put his stop loss where it belongs, where he analyzed this, and he put his target profit, and he will no longer worry about how the trade will pan out, because we can no longer do anything about this. Only thing we can do is manage our stop loss and manage our target profit. We have no control over whether the market is going to go up or going to go down, so we just have to watch the market and not monkey with our trades. But a lot of traders still move their stop loss. And why do they move their stop loss? Because they didn't accept the risk. They think they do because they put their stop loss on the chart where it belongs, because since we start trading, everybody drills it into our heads that you need to put your stop loss and target profit where it belongs, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't mean we truly accept the risk that the trade may fail on us. So they move their stop loss because they want to have as little losing trade as possible, because they judge their performance on one singular trade. And this is wrong. One singular trade has no meaning. What carries all the meaning is a big picture. I like to compare it to boxing. Trading is like boxing. I don't care who you are, even if you're someone as good as Floyd Mayweather. Even Floyd Mayweather got hit plenty of times in the boxing, but he ended up on top at the end of the day. And this is exactly how we need to judge our trading performance. We need to judge it not even at the end of the day, at the end of the week, and possibly at the end of the month. Because you can have two bad winning days in a row, but still have a fantastic week. So we don't care about one singular trade. You cannot feel threatened when you're trading, and a lot of traders do. When they put their trade into the market, they feel threatened. They feel these jitters, because they don't want to lose the money. They've been, analyzing so much. They've been working so hard, so they want to do anything they can to not having a losing trade. But that's not the proper mindset. If you're a professional trader, you're confident, you're calm, you're flowing. I guarantee a lot of you experience this, where you have 3 or 4 winning trades in a row. You feel so good. You feel like you know what the market is going to do next. You can't really accept this, but you know what's most likely going to happen next. And this is the state of mind that you want to get into. But in order for you to achieve this state of mind, you really have to create the ability not caring and not being threatened by the market. Because when you're not threatened by the market, you don't have to have nerves of steel. Why would you have to have nerves of steel if you're not threatened by the market? You're not stressed out. You're not worried about anything. You're just going, you're just trading, taking the trades. And I'm going to give you guys a tip that I had to do when I was struggling with moving my stop loss is, and I know a lot of you are still struggling with this during this day, because a lot of you are going from 4 ticks to 8 ticks, and a lot of you are messaging me and saying that when I see my prices reaching my 4 tick target, you know, I already want to take the money and go out, because I still have to sit in this trade and I still have to overanalyze and overthink, because I'm still waiting for market to reach the 8 ticks. And this is telling you something about you. This is telling you that you're still feeling nervous, you're still threatened, because why would you worry about these things if you truly accept the fact that you have no control over this? You know, you enter your trade and the only thing you do is wait if other traders have the same intentions. There's nothing to influence, there's nothing to, you know, manipulate. We cannot do anything. So what I did is I learned to put my target, put my limit order, and put my stop loss where it belongs, put my target profit where it belongs, and I alt tap and I wouldn't look at the chart. And initially I felt the need, you know, every 10 seconds I wanted to look back, alt tap back into the trading software and to see how my trade is going. You know, should I really chicken out of this trade? Should I exit early? Should I move my stop loss? Should I move my target profit? Because I was still, too much in my head, over analyzing everything. But once I learned to really put my limit order where it belongs, put my target profit and sell stop where it belongs, and then not watch the market for 15 minutes, this will really train you not caring about the one singular trade. Because remember, we don't care about one singular setup. All we care about is the majority of the multiple of setups that we take during the day. So you take the trade, put everything where it belongs, and then you stop watching the trade. You don't care. It either works great or it fails. Doesn't matter. It is a trade. You did everything you could, and after the trades play out, you keep analyzing the chart and you take another trade and you do the same thing. You stop looking at the chart and you will feel the need to look back. Trust me, most people, most traders, they can't, enter the trade and stop looking at the trade, how the trade is paying out. They just can't do it. So you really need to, and once you master this skill, you will really not care about the outcome of this trade. And why am I telling you this? Well, this is because this is what the trader messaged me today, and this was his thought process. And I told him basically what I explained in this video. So I'm hoping that the trader can learn from this. This is just a constructive criticism, because I know so many traders go through this. I went through the same thing myself when I was starting out. So, we really have to not caring when we're trading about the outcome of just one single trade. But with my rant being over, the day structure was looking very, very slow, and it's not surprising because we're heading into an extended weekend and a lot of traders are already out there taking their vacation. So the market was really slow, and for the majority of the session, markets was just chopping like this. So there are nice high probability setups right here, but this is too early pre-market open session. So this is a shame that we have to trade when the market is something like here. But remember guys, first thing we want to do, identify the structure. We have a triple bottom clearly. This is looking like a trading range so far, but you guys can see that we're trying to trend higher and we actually made it up working higher. We have a higher highs, higher lows. So this is starting to look like an uptrend. So you have to draw the shortened trend line like this, and there is an overshoot. What you can even do is you can make it a two-tier channel. This is a possibility as well. I'm going to delete this because I want you guys clearly to see those two legs. There's the new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Now, look at these double bottom right here. We just made a triple bottom right here, and the resistance here is forming. You guys can see that we are going sideways for the most part. We're not going higher, we're not going lower. Second entry long, you have a break and a new low. This is the first break of this uptrend, so according to our rules, we are expecting a new extreme. This was the trade that the trader took, and to be honest with you, it's not a bad trade at all. First entry short, second entry short, you're waiting for a new high. Only thing, this is very tempting trade. If you look at the right side of the chart, this is looking very tempting. You're looking for a new high. The only thing that would help you here, by the time you enter, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bars going sideways, and look how EMA is in the middle of those bars. Nothing really happened inside of these 4 bars. We were going up, down, so the price stayed the same. So you guys can see how the EMA is exactly in the middle of those bars, and you're located in the middle of this trading range. You may not even see this trading range yet, but you can see that this is a small little congestion. Nevertheless, I will give it a pass that according to our strategy, this would be a good trade, and this would result into losing trade. Market made a quadruple bottom right here and then reversed, and then we just went into this horrible choppy mess. And the thing you need to do when you see a lot of bars going sideways and a lot of stems, you just have to sit on your hands. There's no other way around it. It is tempting. I know how tempting it is to see all these stems and to be just selling or buying, but when the day is slow like this and it's Friday, the best thing you should do is probably sit on your hands and not trade, or even, you know, close the shop and go home. And look how it ended up rallying. Unfortunately, there are no setups. The last setup there is, and you guys can see we traded up higher into the trading range. So what's most likely going to happen, you're going to break higher. And as we are breaking up higher, you're expecting some sort of bigger pattern, because you have a setup like this, you're going sideways, and you have like this. So you know there's most likely going to be some sort of trend line, something like this. And once you're breaking up higher, you can find a potential trend line. So this is how I would be looking and eyeballing the trend line. If it's nicely off the tops, very nicely, we are above the EMA, so uptrend is now clearly visible. So we're looking only for reasons to go long. This is the new high, and notice how we didn't break above this bar. So the first entry trigger on this bar, pull back, pull back, pull back. First entry, because we didn't trigger above this bullish bar, we triggered above this bearish bar, one tick, pull back. Second entry, long. EMA is holding prices, nice bullish bar, resulted in a winner. I don't think anybody would be trading, you know, on the Friday late like this, but high probability setup, simple price action, there it is. And as you are heading into an extended weekend, what I want you to do is to study your chart and to journal your trades, because it will really help you. Just make sure you go back and, you know, learn from your winning trades, learn from your losing trades, you know, over the weekend, because you have to be better than your competition. I know I will be personally studying during the weekend the charts, learning from my mistakes, because you still have to do it. You know, this is never ending process. If you think you're going to learn trading in 1 or 2 years and then never do the work, no, you always have to do the work. You always have to grind, and you always have to keep working and analyzing your chart, as well as working on your mental side of trading. So this video was a little bit unorthodox, a little bit different, but I wanted to talk about this because the market was really weird today. There were really not that many setups. This setup would be good if the signal bar was slightly better. You can make a case for going long here as an aggressive trader, but it has a bearish body, so I wasn't too excited about this. And to be honest, I didn't take any trade today. I just sit on my hands because the market was so choppy. I just stood on my hands and watched this, and I was answering emails and doing other stuff. But, you know, hard day to trade, to be honest. One of the worst days that we had. But enjoy the weekend. There is no video on Monday, most likely, unless I will come up with something. But there's definitely no live trading because the market is going to be closed. So, you know, enjoy the weekend. Take care, everybody.